Hi everyone. Uh, so in today's demonstration, we'll show our project. It's called COVID Defender. It's a project for software engineering course at FIU. And this project was developed by 4 team members. I'm Ashikee, and the other team members are Mamun Ahmed, Ahmed Imteaj, and Nusrath Jahan. So this is the home page of our project. So in the home page, we are showing just the title, and in the bottom left screen, or we are also showing what are the precautions that needs to be taken during COVID with the visual illustrations. So as you can see from the nav bar, there are some buttons there. So using those buttons, we can avail the features, which will be available to all the users, whether they're logged in or not logged in. So the first one is the COVID zones. So if the user presses COVID zones, then a list will show, and in that particular list, all the areas of Bangladesh based on their districts will show, and it will also say that what is the risk level in those areas in terms of COVID, and the list is sorted in the ascending order of zip code. As you can see there, that Dhanmondi is a high risk level zone, Rampura is a low risk level zones, like that, so that a user can, if he wants to know whether his or her area is a highly COVID active zone, he can get the information from this particular tab. And the next thing is that know about COVID. So in this tab, so a user can get the basic information, what is COVID, then also get to know about what are the symptoms of when someone gets affected by COVID, and how to prevent, what the things that needs to be done to prevent COVID, and also what to do if someone is suspected or affected or tested positive for COVID. So we provide all the information here. Users can avail that. And also there is another tab which is called emergency contact. So using this tab, there will be hotline phone numbers and email. If any user want to contact with me for any sort of emergency, he or she can do that. And finally, in the fourth page, if user creates the link, the COVID status of Bangladesh, it will redirect to World Meters info, and he or she can get the updated information about what is the total number of COVID cases and what is the total number of active cases. This information and the chart about how COVID is progressing for the last few months or year. Okay, so these are all the functionalities that can be accessed, whether if before logging for any user is available. Now we'll see what we can do. What are the other features? The first thing is registration. So whenever a user wants to register, so he have to provide some basic information, as you can see here: first name, last name, address, phone number, password. So let's try with a logged in user, as we have already registered some of the members here. So let's try with a logged in user. Okay, so here we are logging in. Okay, so in our system there are 3 kinds of user. The first one is the admin, the second kind of user is the doctors, and the third kind of user is the patients. So this particular tab, this is a profile for an admin user. The responsibility of admin is that admin can assign any other user as admin doctor registered. So admin has the authority to do that. So if whenever a new doctor needs to be assigned, then the doctor needs to register as a general user, and then admin will assign that general user as an admin. And as you can see from this screen. Okay, so my other teammate Mamun will carry on from here.
Thank you, Ashikee. So, as you know that we have developed our software in ASP.NET MVC5 framework, and just to mention that the authentication system and role-based authentication and everything we did was pretty good, and the security was high. So that means that if multiple user gives the same password, it will be hash coded in the backend. So there is no chance to define what is the password of the user and other things. So just to mention. Uh, so if we give a user as a doctor or different role, his access to the software will be changed immediately based on the given permission. So for example, in here, uh, you can see that Abdul Halim, he was a registered user at first, and now he is assigned as a doctor. So that means that his access to the software has been changed based on the role that is given by the admin. So let's go back to our system. So if there is a doctor, so this person is a doctor from our system we have given previously. Let's see. And doctor has different options based on their access level. So that means that he can see the recovered patient list, he can see the symptoms provider patient list, and unverified patient status. So if we go to the symptoms provider patients, there will be a lot of symptoms provider patient, and the doctor will have the opportunity to verify them based on the symptoms, whether the patient needs to go for testing or not go for testing. So he can select the suggestion from here. So if he suggests for testing, that means that it will the person needs the test COVID testing, and he can also update the testing result on the system, so we can track that what is the progress of him. So for example, I'm updating in here. Sure, issue go for testing. If I submit that, uh, so it will not be in here. So there are other functionalities like this one. So we can just skip that one. Uh, if we log in as a normal user, that is registered user, we will also have the opportunity to do some functions. So you can see that this person provided his symptoms, and based on symptoms, we are giving a notification that your COVID symptoms is provided to doctor for suggestion, and doctor can verify whether he needs to COVID testing or not. He can also update his testing results in here. He can also edit this one, and he can also update that whether he is recovered or not, whether his test is positive or not. He can also add other person as suspected person. So if we go in here, he can add the phone number of the suspected person, and if the phone number is available to our database, then this person will be added to the suspected list. So for example, if I am adding this person as suspected, you can see that this person is added to the system, and we have some other persons as well that is added in previously to the system as suspected person list. You will have the other opportunities as provide feedback. So if he writes the feedback, it will immediately go to the feedback list and with some other feedback list as well, so that he can see what is the feedback that others are giving to the system and what is the thing that is going on about COVID-19. So for example, I'm giving a random feedback. Uh, so you can see that these are the feedbacks of the user that is given by others, and as Ahmed Imteaj is the person, he can edit his feedback as well. and these are the other feedbacks from the other users. So these are the things of our system, as you can see, and we can log out as well from a system.